Hey, I'm Amy Walker, and in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to show you how to fix the 5 biggest problems in your marketing. We're going to keep it really concise, really direct and to the point because I honor your time. I know that you are a busy entrepreneur, small business owner, coach, speaker. You've got a lot on your plate, and you really just need to get a couple of tweaks in place and your marketing can take off. Let's be honest, marketing can be really frustrating because it's time consuming and it can be really expensive. And when it's not working and you're not generating consistent, predictable sales, it's really frustrating. I've been there myself. When I was a new entrepreneur, I struggled to have consistent sales. Like every single month I would set the sales goal and I never really knew if I was going to hit it or not. There was no sense of like predictability or dependability. And so my business always felt like feast or famine, up and down. I didn't know what was coming. And we relied on my husband's paycheck, even if it wasn't the greatest paycheck in the world, to just like know that there was going to be some money coming in.
I can tell.
So when we stepped into entrepreneurship on a higher level and decided that we were really going to make this business, not just my side hustle, but our family business that would pay for college and buy homes and take us on dream trips around the world, we knew that we needed to have a level of stability and consistency. And that's what I want to show you today is how we transformed our business from being a little all over the place with numbers into really knowing that we can bank on having consistent numbers every single month and having a predictable formula in order to be able to do that. So let's just jump right into it. Problem number 1 is that marketing is expensive and a lot of small business owners have a smaller budget. Your marketing budget should be 7 to 15% of your total revenues, 7% if you're not trying to grow, 15% if you are trying to grow. If you've got a 6-figure business or maybe you're doing $500,000, that's not a lot of money to play with.
Now we get down to the numbers.
If you're under 6 figures, you're like, oh man, I could spend that in one place. It's totally true. So how do we create really effective marketing without spending a ton on it? There's a couple things that we need to look at. Number 1 is balancing out your organic and your paid marketing. Your paid marketing is not going to go as far as you want it to. So we've got to find those free and those low cost solutions in order to balance out the budget.
How do you know that?
Number 2 is that you need to diversify your marketing so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. Ideally, I love for my clients to have 5 to 7 different lead generation strategies that they use to bring leads into their business consistently. That allows them to be able to have the occasional flop and not have it be detrimental to their business, their family stability, or even just like paying the bills.
Exactly.
Third is you've got to find the best outsourcing strategy for you. When you hire a marketing firm or a marketing agency, you need to understand that you are one of their smallest accounts. And so the $2,500 a month or the $5,000 a month that you pay is nothing compared to the $60,000, $100,000 budgets that they are working with their other clients. So you feel like you're giving all your money to one place and they're looking at it like, oh yeah, this is just a little baby deal. So make sure that you're utilizing internal team, virtual marketing assistants. You can get some really powerful help for a very minimal fee if you know your strategy ahead of time.
I hate when he says that, but in this case, he might be right.
Number 4, I am really passionate about. Don't start paying for ads until you've proven your sales process. If you don't know that every time you have a lead coming through, they're going to go through a solid process that ends in conversion, you are not ready to do paid marketing yet. It's going to feel like you are burning cash in your kitchen sink. Second problem, I don't have time to do all the marketing. It's so time consuming to create the content and do the follow-up and make sure all of the different things are in place. So how do we fix this? It's going to require a couple of things. Number 1 is that you need a marketing calendar. I like to be planned out 12 months in advance because here's the reality. What you do for marketing today is not going to generate sales for probably 2 to 3 months. So if you have a gap in marketing today, you have a gap in sales coming down the road. And one of the best things we can do to save ourselves time is really get planned in advance so we're not always scrambling for the next lead and scrambling for the next deal. Second, you need to create marketing workflows. These are processes and procedures that you use as the foundation for your automation. So you build it out once and you say exactly what you want it to do, and then you automate that either through systems or through a virtual marketing assistant. And that is my third tip. You need to get systems or a virtual marketing assistant or both that are going to be able to free up your time so that you can just say, this is the next marketing thing I want to do. This is how it needs to flow, pass it over, and you're not hands-on every single part of your business. That is essential if you actually want freedom as an entrepreneur and small business owner. Number 3, you don't know what is working and what isn't working. I've had so many conversations with small business owners where they're like, here's everything we're doing for marketing. I'm like, awesome, which ones are working? They're like, I don't even know. Like the phone rings, people are coming in, we're doing all right. I don't know if it's because of this. I don't know if it's because of that. We've got to fix this problem. This is not a hard problem to solve. And fortunately, I've built a tool for you that's going to actually track your return on investment according to each specific campaign that you're running. So you can pull that report every single month, see which ones are performing, which ones are not, and then adjust your budget and your time accordingly for the next month. The 4th problem is that most of us as small business owners and entrepreneurs have experienced at one point or another the expensive, time-consuming flop. Like you put in the money, the budget, you hired the people, and nothing worked and came together. And because of that, we can be a little bit trigger shy in deciding what we're going to do for our next marketing move. I get it. I've been there myself. But what I have found is that every single time there was an expensive marketing flop, the problem was in one of these 5 areas. It was either in your marketing assets, meaning your messaging was off, your graphics were off, your landing page copy was off, something in the materials that you use to create, to promote, something was not dialed into what your ideal client needed. Number 2 is visibility. Not enough people saw it. Number 3 was lead capture. You didn't have an effective, efficient way to capture their name, their email, their phone number. Number 4, maybe you did all the first 3 right. You got all the leads, but you didn't nurture them and build relationships with them. You just kind of got them and went, oh man, nobody bought. And then you moved on to whatever was next. We have to build and cultivate relationships. They need to know us, like us, and trust us in order to even want to consider buying from us. And number 5 is the sales experience. Did you create and be proactive about moving them into a sales experience that was enjoyable for them?
I think at the end of the day, I think they're going to figure it out.
So before we do anything for marketing, we need to make sure that we have these 5 steps in place. And the 5th problem that we have with our marketing is really a problem with sales. Sales are up, sales are down. Let's be honest, even if your marketing was a little more time consuming and a little more expensive than you wanted it to be, if it was consistently converting, you would be fine with it. The problem is that sales are up and down and they're inconsistent, and that's what we really want to adjust and fix. So let's talk about that. The absolute first thing that you need to do is you need to have done the math to tell you how many leads you need each month to hit your sales goal. If you do not know that number, then everything that you're doing is a guess, a wish, a hope. Fortunately, the ultimate marketing calendar that I'm giving you because you're watching this video is going to calculate that number for you. The formula is all built in, so you don't even have to do the math or know or understand the formulas. You can just play with the numbers and it will tell you this is how many leads you need every single month. The second thing I want to support you in is creating a more intentional sales experience. I want my clients to go through the sales process, and because the sales process was so dialed in, they are now set up to be an amazing client and have a wonderful experience working with us. Most people have not spent enough time thinking through the transition between marketing and a new client to build a wonderful sales process. The next thing is consistency in maneuvering through that sales process. That is going to require systems, my friends, scripts, systems, templates for all of your communication, knowing the different lead stages and what's happening in each one. Otherwise, every single person is having a unique experience. That's not predictable. That's not consistent. That's not something that we can bank on. And my last thing, oh my goodness, this makes such a big difference. This is what allowed me the year that I launched Amy Walker Consulting to do over 6 figures in sales and to quadruple sales the next year, buy our dream house, have my husband retire, come home, work together, and build a multi-million-dollar company that supports us and our 5 kids. This is, if I was going to pick one secret, this is it. Hire an appointment setter. This is a very inexpensive hire, but what they're going to do is all these leads that you're bringing in, They're going to call them. They're going to see who's interested. They're going to see who's qualified, and they're going to move them into having a sales call with you. So instead of you trying to chase down the leads or sort through all of that, which you do not have time to do as a business owner, you've got somebody who is invested, well-trained, qualified, loves talking to people, and does an amazing job representing your business on the front end. And it is not an expensive hire. Your sales team pays for themselves because they generate on average 4 or 5 times, sometimes 10 times more than you actually pay them in revenue that they produce for your company. So everyone can afford to get some sales support on their team. Literally everyone. If you've got all the other pieces in place, you're good to go.
I can tell.
So your next step is to download the Ultimate Marketing Calendar. Let me just give you a quick tour of your Ultimate Marketing Calendar. So in here, you're going to be able to put in your sales goal. Let's say that your goal is $20,000 per month. That's what you want to do. You're going to be able to put in the amount of your most popular product or the average amount a new client spends with you. And let's say that's $5,000. Then it's going to tell you how many sales you need to have, and then you're going to put in your closing ratio. So if your closing ratio is 40%, you only need to do 10 sales calls. If your closing ratio is 10%, you need to do 40 sales calls. So if you don't know what your closing ratio is, put it in at 25%, then start tracking it. You can always change it from there. Again, with your hold ratio, if you know 50% of the people hold, you need to now schedule 32. If you're like, no, like 80% of my people show up when they schedule an appointment, you only need to do 20. And then the percentage of people that schedule is all of the people that you reach out to that then say, yeah, let's do this. That's going to determine how many people you need to actually have a conversation with. And then the percentage of people that you actually talk to and get a hold of out of your leads. Because some of your leads, like, you're going to reach out to them, follow up. You're never even going to get a hold of them. So let's say that this is 25%. Now you know that you need 266.67 leads to make these numbers work. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to look at your marketing opportunities. Let's say that you've been doing Facebook ads and you've been spending $1,000 per month. And you're hoping that you're going to get 500 leads. So that's going to tell you your projected cost per lead is $2. Your projected sales based on your numbers up above is that should be worth $37,000 to you. And your projected value per lead is $75. But nobody's getting $2 Facebook leads. So then let's say you come back and what you actually got for $1,000 was you actually got 100 leads. Okay. So your leads actually cost you $10 a lead, which is a lot more realistic. And then let's say that you generated $10,000. That means each value of your lead, each lead is worth $100. They're actually costing you 10. So is that worth repeating? Yeah, I'd do that again. And then let's say that you're doing some organic in here as well, which I highly recommend. Let's say that you're doing LinkedIn prospecting and you're using one of my favorite tools. It costs $89 per month, and that's generating you 100 leads. So let's say the actual number of leads it did actually generate 100 leads. These leads are significantly less expensive. And let's say that you generated, 15,000 in sales. So now we can look at the value per lead and the cost per lead and see that this LinkedIn prospecting is way better. So now this is a heck yes. And maybe that's like a, yeah, we'll do it. Or maybe you look at it and you're like, no. Don't need it. Hitting my sales goals, don't need that one. It's really up to you, but it puts you in the decision-making process. Then the last thing that you're going to do here is go down to your marketing opportunity calendar, and you're going to actually start to schedule things out. Like January, we're going to do LinkedIn prospecting. We're going to do it every single week. And then maybe we're going to do a speaking gig, and we're going to do this. We have one in February. And then we have one, say that we've got another one in March, and say we've got another one in May. So we're just going to start planning things out so we can see what's coming down the pipeline and know that we have a game plan in place to hit our sales goal consistently every single time. Best part is it's free, and it's going to take you maybe 15 minutes in order to enter in all of that information and start seeing where you're actually at with marketing. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to be a part of your support team.